Glalie has been banned from Generation 3 NU. One of the biggest tiering changes, I think, to ever happen to any past generation. And it's for the simplest reason of basically consider Glalie like primal Groudon in any generation that mon has existed. Even in Nat decks, that mon is mandatory basically on every single team in Ubers. Glalie was not necessarily mandatory in ADV NU, but it's kind of the same thing as Primal Groudon, where like if you're not using it, you better have a damn good reason for why you wouldn't use it. And a lot of the time it involves going out of your way very, very intentionally just because you don't want to use Glalie. So way back when, in the Stone Age, back when I was back up in New York in January, I built a ton of teams without Glalie. I think it's everything from here down. A lot of Cacturn, pretty much. Because I wanted to see, all right, how mandatory do I feel like Glalie was? And I think like half my teams I built were Glalie-less, but I definitely felt worse about them. And after a vote we did, it was like 70% ban, 30% do not ban. It was 60% greater than that you needed to ban it, and Glalie's gone. And we had a whole bunch of people worrying about, oh my god, but the metagame's gonna take forever to figure out. And so I was like, hey, let's host this wonderful tournament called A Gamer. All Glalies are murdered, everyone rejoice. Because a guy like me doesn't really have the time to wait for a whole bunch of meta developments. So I'm gonna blitz out some NU sub-forum tournaments with Glalie gone. This is my round 1 series against Little Sheepy Sheep, and when I tell y'all these games are really funny, oh my god, y'all are not ready. Leave a like, subscribe down below. Y'all know I don't upload this for everyone to watch very often. So, enjoy. Game 1, and I'm gonna be honest, I only built one team, otherwise I reused. But game 1, I wanted to lead off with a Hitmonchan. Hitmonchan is one of the mons that somehow is better with Glalie gone. It doesn't really make a lot of sense in a lot of ways, but I think the main thing is that with the meta slowing down, Chan actually ends up a lot better for 2 reasons. One, Bandit is even better, because now your speed tier is just going to be better. If offense isn't being run just about every game, a mon at 78 speed in this tier, very good. 2, Mach Punch is a lot more droppable. Now, I have Mach Punch on mine here, because I think on Bandit it's just great, but it is what it is. Octillery lead, I'm uppercutting. I know I don't care about Surf, so I just take my chip. And then here I switch to Rose, partly expecting them to switch out here, and they do go to Haunter. Now, I know I won't die to a Psychic, but I get Choice Band Sludge Bombed. Jesus Christ. Is he... Oh dear, that's not good. Thankfully I do have my trusty Metang. I'm able to go to that. I know Octillery's probably coming out, but he could go to something else in the back, so I throw off a Toxic as a just fair mid-ground here. And this mon's not really a threat to me. I have a Dugong in the back, so I go for a nice little casual protect, and then I throw my Dugong out here to take the Fire Blast. Now, a real baller with an HP Electric to there just is like a hope and prayer type play. My opponent's not a real baller, I mean, what can I say? Now, Metang comes out here, and I thought this was banded at first, because I forgot how lefties worked when it's like this here. So what I mistook is that the Octillery got its leftovers here, meaning its item went off because it died to Toxic. There's weird stuff with turn endings, but technically, since it died after the items were activated, Metang does not get leftovers when it comes out, so I baited myself into thinking it was banded. I always had a sack here anyway, but then we see it gets lefties here, and this is what I'm talking about, right? So Metang killed my Roselia, then I switch out to my Metang, and then it gets its leftovers. So, a little bit of weirdness there with how turns work. I had to let a cat out. He's just disgusted with Glalie getting banned. I agree. But, yeah, as you can see here, this is what I was trying to remember at the time. So, yeah, even someone that plays as much ADV as me sometimes. And for some reason, someone that records as much as me forgets basic pausing and unpausing there. To reiterate, yeah, this is what I was thinking of here. You get the KO and then the lefties, as opposed to a mon just passively dying to Toxic, and then the mon afterwards comes out. Anyhow, you liar, 20 lashes is your punishment. Here, this is definitely a risky thing, and you're actually going to see this come back to bite me later on in the game, but I'm of the mindset at this point that I'm kind of okay to just trade some EQs with his Metang. I have a Chimecho in the back, and I'm kind of like, well, if this mon dies, it's pretty good for me. Or even if I just get it in range of +1 HP fire. So I just trade a ton with him here. And that's just kind of how I felt this game was best played off. Now here I go Haunter, because I know that I can live a Meteor Mash very easily. My Haunter is quite bulky. I'm still running the Survive Hidden Power Ghost from Adamant Hitmonchan EV spread. So I just come out here, HP Fire, I do 27. And then it gets lefties. Then he outspeeds me, does less than half, and my Thunderbolt does 71. Something's not adding up. But wait, it gets better. Apparently, we're speed type. What the Sigma? Very unserious. Here, by the way, here I just died to a choice banded Shadow Ball. My champ, I should not have done that. I should have sacked I should have sacked Chan maybe. I don't know. It's kind of tough because dude's team's very weird with the sets, so I don't really have much inclination as what his last two are. It probably was. Going Chimeka, there's not great, but I don't feel like I had a great sack anyway. Maybe it's better to stay in and sack the Haunter. Anyhow, I go back to my Metang. Here I got an attack boost, which is absolutely huge, because now I'm definitely greeting for lefties here. Octillery down, there's a pretty good chance he doesn't have a good Metang switching from here on out. So I'm like, yeah, let me greedy trade. Get like a 53. Ooh. And again, protect. I may as well get a little bit of extra leftovers. Y'all already know. And then we're gonna go for the EQ. I could have mashed. I think it killed. Y'all gonna see why it wasn't mashing though. Yeah, because you're gonna see some misses come up. I dodged a Sleep Powder there though, which is incredible for me. I don't know what his Blossom variant is, because he never went for Sunny Day. And he didn't try to Sleep Powder me again. I guess at this point he just decided, screw it, my end game is Metang, or Haunter. But here you do see my opponent does get some justice for missing the Sleep Powder. I miss a Meteor Mash. I probably could have protected there. I think I was still worried about it Sunny Daying randomly. Like an aggressive Sunny Day could have been kind of annoying. And then he could go for Sleep Powder stuff. It's whatever. Here I can protect out of range of the Banded Shadow Ball. And here, yeah, apparently he misclicked there with Sludge Bomb, which is just the worst for him. Because now it means he gets hit with Eradicate on the switch. It's 86. Yeah, it's a good misclick. I'm obviously never going to die to him Power Ground there, so I get a little protect. Then I do go Haunter, though, because there's no reason not to. I should keep my Metang at a good amount of HP. He does reveal he is not banded. He is something like Silk Scarf. I go Chan. It is kind of pointless to Mach Punch there, but I didn't have a better move to use. I was walled by this if it switched in. And here we can always Mach Punch just to see what he walks into. It was always going to be Shadow Ball, but it is what it is. Here, I protect, of course, because I want Leftovers Recovery, and this will let me avoid a two-shot. But then I miss another Meteor Mash, and I'm like, ooh, game is getting a little freaky. Protect here, because it puts me out of range of Shadow Ball once again. And I do land this Meteor Mash, but as you see, he lives, and I'm like, ooh, what if Dugong doesn't live this well enough? And yeah, it was fine. But hey, he could have crit, I crit him. But he could have crit me there, and maybe he got a 50% maximum roll. I don't think that existed, but you never know. Now, game 2. So game 2, I decided to use what I can only describe as the most team ever, but in Generation 3 NU standards. Now, if you've been watching for a long time, you might know of the most team ever from Generation 8 NU, a terrible Combusken Double-Aid Hyper Offense. It's just the worst team of all time, but it is also the most team of all time. And this team I brought basically is the equivalent in Gen 3, but with Glalie gone now, I needed a new lead. So I let off with a Pinecone. Unfortunately, I let off against Pikachu, and I'm like, wonderful, let me switch. So I go Blossom. Even though I'm offensive, it is going to take the electric move fine enough, and this lets me Sunny Day. And now my opponent gets put in a blender by this little Velasquez here, y'all already know. I switch because I don't want to see what this mod wants to do immediately, and I know I don't two-shot with HP Fire. I go Flareon. Flareon ends up doing a decent amount of early game work for me. Nice Fire Blast into Pelly. He tries to predict way too hard here, though. I'm never switching here. I'm under Sun, firstly, so I don't need to switch against Pelipper. This isn't a threat. Surf isn't doing enough to make me care, right? So I live this in HP Electric, but what you're gonna see here is the most depressing turn possible, because he goes Pikachu. This isn't a threat either to kill me, so I know I live this Volt Tackle. and then a missed Fire Blast. Now, what I should have done here is flailed. That was a much better play. It would have landed, and it would have killed this Pikachu, and it would have saved me a huge amount of headache this game. I think little spoiler, I would have won. We do lose this game, but I think I would have won. I misplayed this one pretty badly. Flail's a little bit better. I guess I made myself worry about sub, but I could have taken 5 seconds to calc sub, or calc flail versus Pikachu, and see if from that range I broke a sub. So that's on me. But I can go Blossom here and set Sun back up. Misplay from my opponent to not go Roselia hard here, because I'm always doing this. And he could have just threatened Stun Spore. Instead, he does it like this, and he just can't switch in like that. So I get a little bit of room back in the game. He goes Trimeco here. IHB Fire. I get really unlucky, though, coming up on this sequence, so I Sleep Powder the Chime, because I'm trying to beat it while it's asleep. Unfortunately for me, I only get a turn 1 sleep, or a 1-turn sleep, and he kills me. I didn't realize it skipped the turn. And in here, I make another misplay, because I should have subbed here, and he reveals Yawn. Sub would have still let me get down to my Lychee Berry. I DD'd though, because if he goes for another Psychic, I get +3 attack, and obviously this dies to Rock Slide. So really unfortunate for me. I kind of also was thinking to myself, hey, I could play the Shed Skin, but if I just go for sub there, I am in a dominant spot. Because, again, I could always get to the +2, and instead now I just have a sleeping freaking Pupitar, and this useless Pinecone that is yet to do anything. I do get a Spike there. Maybe should have attacked into the switch here. It would not have done much, though. I got another Spike, which maybe is useful. And, I mean, Pikachu ends up KOing itself with Volt Tackle Recoil, so it's not the end of the world. Metang comes out. I'm on offensive Chimecho, so I know Hidden Power Fire does a trillion. And he's also an offensive Metang, I think. I think that's offensive damage. But regardless, he takes a trillion from that. And then Kecleon comes out here. Not going to take too much from this Hidden Power Fire, but I do just enough to where I'm like, okay, it's something. Psychic here, turned it into a Psychic type, and my opponent does KO Chime here, but they make misplay by killing me a little bit, you know? Big King Crab comes out, I'm able to kill him with Hidden Power Ghost. Main thing I'm wondering here, in hindsight, is should I have Swords Danced up? Because if I SD'd up, I won the game, as long as he wasn't Thunder Wave. A little food for thought. Here I do end up enduring, because I think maybe if he goes for an attack, I can live the hit and KO this after the spikes. But he just paralyzes me, so the game is over. Yeah, very anticlimactic. I did not play this one well, though, as I said. I should have flailed on Pikachu, and I should have subbed Pupitar. And like I said, maybe I should have SD'd on this, because I think I have to. But naturally, if he's Thunder Wave, the game is probably over there regardless. Anyhow, game 3. I say fuck it, run it back, but I put a cactus on this team instead of a stupid little Pinecone. There have been a lot of people trying to figure out what the best spiker is now in the metagame. I don't know if, I think the answer may just be there's not really a particularly great spiker. But I say, what if we created, oh right, I don't have it because I'm on, let me check Smog Tours real quick. Give me a second, a little backroom action here. What if I made it this Cacturn? Spikes endured Destiny Bond Hidden Power Flying with Salicberry. Some devious thoughts here. Now I know this Rose is gonna spike, so I go for Hidden Power Flying immediately. I'm trying to open this game up for my Blossom as quickly as possible. And you're gonna love this. So Glalie at home comes out? Yeah, you are Glalie at home. Because you attacked and you died in the same turn. What an incredible turn. Incredible for me. I go Chimecho here. I endure, and you know why? Because I have game 1 Paranoia. Also, Mono Poison, Lamau. I'm so scared, though, of this dude being banded again. So I endure, because I'm like, screw it. I may as well. And he Thunderbolts. Not fun for me. I'm able to go Bell here. He crits me, but he doesn't paralyze me, and that's the main thing I need. And I'm able to set Sun. That's never killing me. I'm Big Body Blossom. Not getting any fella back. I Sleep Powder first, which is probably not the right play, mind you. Sunny Day first is probably better. Actually, no. Sleep Powder, what am I saying? I have to Sleep Powder first. I can't kill that one. Silly me. So I make the right play. And in here, I'm gonna be honest, this one came out and I'm like, well, I don't really have a switch in. I got my Sun. I may as well just stay in an attack. And he switches. Now, I don't know if that's because he thought that I would switch, fearing quick attack or not. I'm gonna be honest, this is kind of a me calling my shot here and saying I have to solar beam. I don't have a better play. And if he also I have Pupitar in the back and I can mess around with some stuff here too. I have Kingler as well. I have Mons I can switch in after the fact, especially if it's like locked in. But with this game is insight, he probably is not quick attack. He's probably like flail, or not flail, reversal, and those don't have to run quick attack technically, right? Because Raticate is so fast. You can run return Shadow Ball reversal instead, and frankly, you're pretty fine justifying that. So that gives me the knowledge to feel pretty safe now against the rest of his team. And as I said earlier too, the chip I got on this is what I needed, because now you're not able to mess around. That is a flail rat. Yeah, I'm in reversal. I hidden power fire here because if I get the kill, it's okay, and then I can sleep powder what switches in the next turn. I did consider sleep powdering and it's solar beaming, but that's way too risky. That implies 3 turn sleep. Now I get to sleep powder here versus whale. And now I can sleep powder very safely against Roselia because it has not burned a turn of sleep. So we get the sun back up here. Unfortunately, I did sleep Roselia instead of just going for anything else, but I had to do what I did, right? We're able to get a huge hit off into Metang. This opens up literally everything on my team, Chimecho being one of them, and I'm able to kill this with Hidden Power Fire. I guess my opponent could have gone whale, but then they have to eat a psychic to the dome. Here, I did not go for Endure because I was scared of it subbing. Basically all I have to say there. And now I know I can DD up, but I don't bother because there's no reason. Turns out +1 EQ would have killed Whale Lord most likely. It could have been a roll, I guess, but I'm good doing this. Rose dies to the spike. Pupitar comes out here, and I'm able to bonk it with an EQ. So I advance in my own tournament in round 2. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I know. I'm a great human being. But that is the beginning of our Glalie-less ADV NU. Now, something that you did not see me use today is Baton Pass. And that's because Shenjaneer so kindly used it for me. There was a lot of worry about Baton Pass becoming super hard meta after the Glalie ban, because Glalie did a lot to limit it just by being a fast boom mon that can also run taunt. So you have a lot of potential into some BP teams to just disrupt the chain really hard. And if you want to reference my NUCL semifinals game against, oh god, Plague, in large part, my Glalie almost single-handedly stopped him from winning. I just got an unlucky damage roll on his agility passer, but if I don't get that, he was in a terrible spot. So Glalie on its own profiled really well for boom, just good offensive presence and taunt potential. Without it, maybe BP is really good. So we see Shen leading a Venomoth. Very standard lead. Have fun, I know I will. You're just a piece of shit for saying that, Shen. How dare you? So Sleep Powder comes out here. You can now pass the little sub. And yeah, then where you get bad, you're tweaking, you're switching out to Pidgeon. Quick attack, break the sub. I'm sorry, that just is not what you wanted. It's not helpful. Because you know what happens now? Mawile comes out. And now you're locked into doo-doo ass quick attack with a Mawile here. So now, for time facing full Patty Bughouse spitting mad facts there. Oh my god. So he passes into Delcatty, goes for Calm Mind. Or he subs up first. Blocking T-Wave, very well done there. Surf spam is probably what you have to do just to deny sub, but I digress. It's kind of just tilting anyway, and I'm sure the comments of saying this tier is ass without Glalie, like, dude, shut the fuck up. I was one of the most outspoken people against banning Glalie, and to see all these people whining, I love Mr. Bernardo, but to see all these people whining about the Glalie ban, dude, shut up, play the damn tier. It's okay. I feel like maybe there's been a misunderstanding that this is the only tiering change that will ever happen. No, of course not. Anyhow, yeah, so Delcatty Calm Mind's up. The Pidgeon, unfortunately, is not going to be able to do anything. And of course, this has Protect because it runs Wish Pass as well. At least it can. Sub comes back up. Fortunately, yeah, Bernardo did not want to get caught with the Mawile coming back out. Another Calm Mind for the people back in the back. And then the Octopus is here. And of course, this is just a forfeit, because Octillery at this point is just gonna mow down the entire team. So, I mean, this was something that I did say might be an issue. And there have been rumblings for years now about maybe taking some sort of action on Baton Pass. It's just, in tournaments, it really has never been a consistent factor. And it's kind of hard to justify then caring. In OU, Baton Pass of many varieties has been an issue, and that's why it's been restricted several times over now. I think even Speed Pass is gone now. I'd have to check and see if that suspect test ended. But it's just so much tougher for action to be justified down in ADV NU, because it doesn't see consistent use, and yeah, it makes it much harder to create a case to ban it or restrict it in some way. Now, early returns in this metagame post Glalie are, hey, maybe Baton Pass just does need some sort of action. I don't know if that's restrict stat passing entirely, maybe copy what OU's done, which I think is, it's either like one stat pass per team and no speed pass, or just one stat pass per team. I don't know if that's the solution. I don't know if it's restrict stat passing entirely and let it only be sub pass. I don't know if it's ban the move entirely. I don't think banning Baton Pass entirely is like a good decision. I think we'd rather avoid that if possible, but hey man, we'll see. As I said though, this tournament largely is meant to at least help us start getting an idea for the metagame post Glalie, and I don't expect it to be perfect, but hey, we have in UCL later in the year. That'll also help us. We're going to have plenty of tournaments in 2026. And like mentioned in the very beginning of the video, I will be hosting more tournaments because I love this tier. I don't give a fuck if Glalie's gone or not. I'm going to keep playing this tier, and I'm going to keep doing what's best for the tier. I really wish more people would get their panties out of their asshole and stop giving themselves wedgies every time they talk about tiering decisions that they don't like. Anyhow, that's it for me today. I hope all y'all enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe down below. I'll see y'all in the next one. Take care, y'all. Peace out.